Okay, back to painting Taze. After the expected, to be honest, completely now, live stream crash. So apologies about that, especially for those guys on the chat. Hopefully you see this and get onto this. But we're going to carry on with Taze, with the new black Griff Charger grey mix I've made up here. Let's chuck a bit more medium in there because it's slowly dried up since I've been waiting for my computer to turn back on. So hopefully this will give us a kind of black colour that's slightly grey in colour. Perfect. Exactly what I was after. I'm just going to do over the toenails. I'm going to sort that out later. I did catch the back there with a bit too much of the tail black, but that's fine as well. I'll just go over that. Yeah, I like that colour. It's good. I haven't got much of it, the paint, that's the problem. We'll just keep plastering this on. Actually, it's going to go up like that. Before I let this dry, I'm going to see if I can do a little bit of blending up on the thighs there. Because remember, I wanted it kind of like a silverback gorilla style. As I said, as someone did before. So that's pretty good actually. Actually, I'm pretty. You know what? That's fine. That looks good. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. Now these hands are going to be pure this colour, so I should go in to the hands with this. I nearly run out of that colour already. I've got the whole arms to do yet, and the body. So that'll be remixing that colour up. Yeah, that's perfect. Just trying to make this blend a little bit better, like that one up there. Yeah, that's cool. Right, okay. Let's get some more colour. Hey, Chaos. Yeah. It wouldn't be a live stream if we didn't do this. It's usually around that hour mark that it keeps happening. And I honestly think it's just the computer can't handle it. Unfortunately. You run out of lead pouch already? What? Seriously? Used a whole pot of lead belcher? How do you manage that? My lead belchers last me forever. I'm just going to get a bit more darker around there in a second. Right, under there now. God, how am I gonna? Yeah, kind of just get under the belly there. Being careful not to go over the thighs because I want to keep those kind of that silver back colour. I might just do that bit. Yeah, that's quite cool. Just make sure I've got enough on those bits. Arms next. So just going to do biceps and then fade into back to the arms there. Same on this side. Forearms would be this grey-black colour. Perfect. Just fade this in a little bit more. Just try and get yeah, pretty happy with that. Okay. Might just darken up just this side a little bit more. Just the back and around here and around the feet. Just darken that area slightly. And then again around the tummy part as well. Try not to do too much on this bit. Cool. Right, I think we're time for metal now, aren't we? Yes. Oh no, 100%. Oh, lead belcher. Yeah, I've mentioned it several times. So when I put it onto here, I do use water and I thin it down. 100% thin it down, especially if you're using the contrasts over the top of it. Like not so it's soaking wet because you won't get the metal effect, but yeah, not straight out the pot. Also, I find it, if you don't water it down slightly, it's not going to flow. You won't be able to brush it on. It won't float or cover the areas easily. In fact, I'm about to do the silver, so you'll see. I'll do exactly what you're asking. So lead belcher. I mean, look how old this lead belcher is. Now, admittedly, I'm nearly out. I'm not far off out. It's a bit hard to see, really. I've got about a dribble left. But unfortunately, my Warhammer order for all my paints, there's been a problem with it. It hasn't been delivered. I got my Dwarves. So there we go. I put water in it. So now that's wet, if you like. Or it's got moisture on it. Now it will flow so much easier in terms of just covering the area. I don't have to really work hard to cover the area. It will still go over the contrast, it will still go over the white, still do everything you want it to do, but it will cover so much more. But it is a base paint, and pretty much all base paints you need to give it a little bit of water, especially if you're not using a wet palette. I mean, if you're using a wet palette, then no, you don't need to. The wet palette will do the job of moistening it anyway. Sorry, just looking at the delay of my filming here. That might have something to do with it. So again, just when I'm about to pick up some more paint, I'll literally just put it a little bit of water onto the brush, and then you'll see here how much easier it literally just covers the miniature. So if you do it straight from the pot, you won't be able to do this. Now, as I said, if you're doing like if you want a one coat silver coating, then and you're going to leave it at that, then this will be a bit too thin. But just to do an undercoat, which is basically what this is, for the contrasts, this will work fine. But yeah, these are not small miniatures, so they do, to be honest, they do take a lot of paint. With the medium work, but no, the medium's used for contrast paints, not for traditional paints. Just use water for normal paints. It does the same thing, but the medium's used for contrast paints, whereas water's used for traditional paints, pigment paints. So again, put the paint neat there, in with the brush, kind of, hang on, I'll show you. So in with the brush, and then I kind of like brush it upwards. Can't see. So in with the brush, and then I brush it upwards, and that will kind of give you enough moisture on the brush to go in. And then I'm not with all of it, just with a bit of it, just to make it loose. And then you're back to doing your coverings. So yeah, that'll help you no end chaos. That will, number one, it'll make it easier to paint things, because the paint will literally flow, rather than being quite, what's the word, like chalky, I suppose? A bit too thick. And hard to cover with the paint. Oh, and hang on a minute, there's a bit of metal on these bits. Oops, there's a bit of a overrush. Just get this one, and then I'll go a smaller brush to do the other ones because they're quite hard to get to. Don't want to go over the tusks, of course, that would be really bad. I'll just do that. A bit more water. And that is the whole beauty of a wet palette, is it does that moisturing for you, so you don't have to use water all the time. It will keep the paints moist. Number two, the reason why it's really good a wet palette for traditional painting is because you can blend the colour together, and it will keep that colour for a long time. Right, let's go up to this arm. Ooh. I only discovered a wet palette. When did I start using it? Last year. After using just a normal plastic palette and having to remix my colours all the time, try and hit the same colour, especially when you're doing like a batch of models and they all have to be the same colour, or you want them all to be the same colour. And you've blended this perfect colour or mixed this perfect colour, really happy with, and then you're trying to hit the same one, especially if you do it on the same figure. So you spend a couple of days doing a figure. It was really annoying. And I found this wet palette. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. But obviously for contrast paints you don't use a wet palette, of course. So since doing contrast paints, and I'll have to show you the Dwarves in a minute, because I've done this metal work. Right. Need some more. Oh, I really do need some lead belcher. So Chaos, are you thinking of entering the tournament? That's not his thumb, is it? No. I might have to do a bit of repairing on that hand there. Not massively happy with that. Okay, let's go to the small brush and do some of the smaller details. And yeah, this is definitely a quicker model, without a shadow of doubt. And we've still got to do the head and the face and stuff. I want to work on that a little bit. So we're not finished yet, but we're not far off. So if the hair's in the way, just trying to get this detail done. Actually, it would have been easier just to paint the black all the way around, rather than I've just gone over like I'm doing with the lead belcher to the bits that needed it. Okay, right, that's better now. Okay. That was terrible. That was absolutely awful, never mind. It's better. And then we've got some buckles underneath, haven't we? I completely forgot about. Is that buckle? Yeah, I guess so. Okay. I think that's the metal work done. So not loads to do for that one. Right, what have we got for toenails? Or nails in general? Have we got any? No. Same colour really. Okay. I think I will insinuate those toenails to make them a little bit got hair in there. Okay. Oh, so this is Taze so far. And we've really got to work on the hair next. The good news is all of the metal work I'm just literally going to use Basilican and Grey. Now he's got almost skin on his nose and his ears. So let's grab our palette again. I'm using this one here. We're going to go some Gilliman Flesh for the skin tone. Whoa, that's not being closed. Oops. So, little 1 part Gilliman Flesh. I think I'm going to put some yellow in with it. No, it's more of a orangey tint to it. So actually, I'm going to go in with the Griffhound Orange. Not much of that at all. Just a little tiny bit. I mean, that's about right. Then medium, definitely the medium. I don't want him to have orange ears. I want it to be very, very subtle. So a whole brush of medium should do that. Nice. So that's the kind of colour, the kind of orangey. Let's have a little look. I'll need the light better. Hang on a sec. Yeah. I think that's good. Subtle enough. Yep, I'm happy with that. Then we need to do the mouth. So we're going to go in with non-oil. If I can grab me other pot. Non-oil. It's going to go into non-oil for the mouth. So yes, this is not contrast. This is a Citadel Wash shade. A very useful shade to have just on you anyway. And then we're going to go into the mouth. Oh, I didn't wash my brush from the orange. Whoops. Not too much. And then we're going to go in the mouth. Just realised I got under the mouth there for some reason. Perhaps a tiny bit more. Just trying to get it to pool. I might. You know what? Ah, that's better. Just wasn't using enough. That's better. got really deep detail there. So I think it can take even more. I think that can take a fair amount of wash in that mouth to get the desired effect. That's better. Yes. Wasn't using anywhere near enough. That's better. That's what I wanted. And I'm going to pick out the teeth once it's dried. It's better stood upright because I want it to pull down the bottom of the mouth anyway. Let's go on with the Basilican and Grey. We're waiting for that to dry. And we'll do that for the... Where's it gone? Basilican and Grey. Basilicanum Grey. And we're going to do all of the metalwork now. Silly lid. And basically any bits you've missed with the lead belcher, this will just pick up anyway. That's the other beauty of this technique of putting the lead belcher on first and then going over with the contrast, is if there was a tiny bit of a white bit there, but the Basilican and Grey goes onto it, and it's okay. It hasn't got the metallic shine, but it'll look fine. We're looking at now time-wise, coming up to half an hour. Plus the hour, so 1.5 hours. Yeah, definitely is quicker. Not by huge amounts, but I'd say definitely is quicker. I've got this light right on my head. I'm just going to move it around just like, whoops. It's better. That's that bit done. Right, let's go to the other bit. So let's start with this bit down here. This bit down here. Let's go back over to the other side. Okay. Bit more paint in the pot. Keep going. Do. Now, I haven't finished all of my super fancy Brawl because I got another set of statues. But I'm going to leave those till I've decided what I really want to do with them. Haven't completely decided yet. I've always wanted to do a kind of marble effect. but I want to see a really good way of doing marble that it doesn't take literally forever. And I've yet to see amazing marble effect on a statue yet. Which one am I doing? This one over here. We've got these here. Just a bit more contrast on those bits. There we go. Then that might work around that side. Getting there, getting there. The hair's next, I think. And that is the metalwork done. So it's just the eyes and teeth left. And then Taze is done. Oh, hold on. Oh no, it's his hand. Thought I missed a bit there. But no. Right, so so we get the Rathbone out again. Again, Rathbone is a base colour, so again, a bit of water in with that. Oh man, have I been painting this all off camera? Oh no, maybe not. Right. Let me just have a look at the art. So going in the eyes now. One there. One there. Teeth. A bit more. Oop. Oh, that's alright. Do kind of want the teeth to be pretty it's cool. And the eyes are kind of like, Yeah. I think I might use a flesh shade on the eyes. Which is where? Huh. That's overexposed. There it is. So Reichland Flesh Shade is yet another wash. I still love Lorelei, but Taze is. In fact, I like all the three, and Nevermore I like as well. But yeah, Taze is pretty awesome. I do love him. I'm starting to like him more and more as I've played him more and more. So over the eyes. Trying to go around the eyes and not on the eyes itself, if that makes sense. So it should naturally just head to the recesses, just to give it a little bit of colour other than just white. I think I'm going to do 2 black pupils using the Black Templar. Might want to wait for that wash just to dry a little bit. There's a tiny bit of fur that's really doing my head in, so Agaros. Oh, in terms, yeah. Sorry, you're talking about. Oh, yeah, she is just green, different shades of green, but she was fun to paint. But yeah, Nevermore. Sorry, I thought you meant just as characters, but you mean as a model. Yeah. Nevermore's models, I would say, the least inspiring of the lot. In my personal opinion, out of all 15, to be completely honest. I really like Lorelei. Yeah, she's a lot of green, but that's a cool model with the worm that she rides and stuff. But Nevermore, yeah, I don't know. He's yeah, he's a lot of cloak, isn't he? Yeah, my least favourite model, I would say, Nevermore. Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. People can do a much better job than what I've done, to be honest. But and they have done. If we look at the at some of the social media posts, it's pretty cool. Right. Let's try these pupils now. And that, apart from I'll do the base as we've got the time. Let's get him completely finished, pretty much. Right, this is going to be... that's crap. Not happy with that at all. And did I just get it all over his torn? No. When was that done? Well, that's not good, is it? Does he look too... That's not bad. It's not bad. Pretty happy with that. Apart from that splodge there, which I haven't got a clue. I might have just caught it with something. Let's try and fix that. I'm really not happy with that. What I'm going to do is just grab a bit of this wraith bone. I'm going to water it down a decent amount. I'm just going to try and repair this bit here. This bit. I'm really not happy about that bit. I've also got some over there. Any other bits? Maybe a bit there. What I'm going to do is just, you remember when you touch up a part, try and touch up the whole part-ish, if you can. Or at least blend it. Too much. Too much. Okay, we can sort those out a little bit. So just going over a bit more. That should be okay. Yeah, because I really like how the horns have turned out, and I don't want to ruin those really. So just skeleton horn on those front bits, and then a bit of. Actually, I don't need to do anything with that bit. Okay, let's go to the base. So start with Agaros dunes, sorry. So this has been the same as the bases for all of the characters. Now there's no stone on this base, so it's literally just this and Warp Lightning Green, which is nice and easy. Oh yeah, the actually no, I do want to do something with those toenails. And just make sure you use plenty of the contrast to get in these cracks. You don't want white cracks. Again, don't worry about going over the sides of the base, because that's just going to be painted black with cheap acrylic paint. If you're being better than me, you might have wanted to go over with a bit of Wraithbone on any of the bits that aren't white on the base. It's mud, right? So I'm not really too fussed about the fact it's got some black tinges to it. That looks fine. Okay, so that's the Agaros dunes for the base. Now going with Warp Lightning Green. Again, you might want to wait for that to dry, but if I get bits of brown on it, I'm not really too fussed. That's not going to stay open either. Sorry, I realise you can't actually see what I'm doing because of the angles, but I'm just trying to... Well, I'm just painting over his fur, to be honest, which is a bit silly. So let's repair that. And try that again. This time just the grass, please. so hard to get to these. I'm going all over the shop here. Right, let's just take that away from the tail. Don't particularly want a green tail. Is that enough of it? I think that's that one done. Now the easy one. Save the easiest to last. Right, we've got to try and get in there without getting everywhere. Nice. Apart from we've got it all over the Agros tunes. In a second, let's try and blend that away. That's right. Cool. And that is Taze and his bass done now. Cool, sorry. She's the black outer. Can't remember off the top of my head. It's on Discord and on Facebook. I want to say the 26th. It starts on the 26th of November. That kind of rings a bell to me, which would, I guess, be... What day are we on now? 16th. Does that make sense? 30th, 28th? Maybe 28th? Maybe the 28th of November. Entries need to be... you'll be able to enter... I believe they said you'll be able to register from Thursday this week. So I presume they won't do it first round this weekend. But yeah, check Discord. Chaos. Right, let's get a bit of black on here. This black's really starting to struggle. Could do with a new one. Just comes out like a blob. Bigger brush. I ain't waiting. I'm going to get this miniature finished. And then black on the base. And just need 2 coats of this. Well, that's what I use anyway. Just make sure that's perfect. There it is. Right, so just while he's drying, these are the dwarves I was talking about. It's just Games Workshop, Lord of the Rings, Battles of Middle Earth, and so these were contrasts as well. And then I've gone in with you can get a wash called a green shade, but other than that, it's just exactly the same technique as before. So even on small miniatures, it works really well. You might need a smaller brush to do a lot of the work. Then to kind of show kind of Khazad-dûn, and kind of like the Moria, I've started to paint that sand with a grey paint, real cheap, another very cheap acrylic paint, which you get tons of for next to nothing. Then it's going to go on with a wash and then a highlight dry brush. That gives a really nice kind of effect. But I really love these miniatures. I haven't finished them all, obviously. There's still quite a bit to do. I need to put some shields on them and things like that. But they're tiny little miniatures. But yeah, really nice, and they're real quick to do. I mean, I've got 18 here, and that took me a couple of hours to do all those. But yeah, I kind of wanted for the Lord of the Rings strategy battle game. I wanted to play dwarves. I've liked dwarves, even though they don't appear too much in Lord of the Rings films and the lore as much. I have always loved dwarves, so yeah, that was the plan. That's what I'm painting alongside, and we've got Dane. He's the king, and then we've got this awesome guy who's kind of like his bodyguard, I guess you can call it. He looks a bit like a pirate, as my son says. He's got an absolute massive spear, which the dwarves use to slay the monsters. Anyway, thought I'd go on the side and just show you what else I'm painting as well. Ooh, and then we can zoom out again. Okay, I can't really pick up Taze at the moment, not with the base because it is still wet. But effectively, that is Taze done, and yeah, happy with the browns that have come out. I just love the metal effect that produces, which I'm using. As I said, I've used on the dwarves as well, so you can see they're exactly the same. Metal, lead belcher, then basilicanum grey. Okay, guys. Well, if you are entering the tournament, all the best. And until next time for the final. Oh no. I don't know if it's picking this up. For the final painting miniature, which is Colel. I'm looking forward to that one. I cannot wait to paint that one. With the whatever. I'm looking forward to for Black Rose Wars. I'll be going through all the miniatures of that, talking about the game as well. So that should be later this week as well. The kind of next few days. I might try. Yeah.